But she was taking one medicine that would do one day, and the other one that would do the other. Because she could have choked in her sleep. So once we get kind of I'm like, wait a second, I know all about Prince's Day. Doesn't my sister get done just as fast?
She always is. I mean, if you talk to her, she seems just good.
Yeah, there was the outward, we see a lot of the inward stuff, but then you hear all the stories of the people and all the positive impacts. It kind of brings the whole, it's cool. It's really cool to hear all the stories. Yeah. So we don't all have to be confined to a 5x5 space. I mean,
We gotta find the wine.
yeah, we go, oh, there's wine.
Soda in here, we got beer up here. You got it. You're good. All right.
I'm gonna take you on the tour.
There's been like 8 sports bars, steak place, and a disco back in the 70s.
I'd be in the business if they paid more.
Did you know that on my phone, you know how on my phone it says this, like your number is this at the very top? It says that I am you.
I'm not going to run.
It says cousin Rob Oskey.
That's weird, that's funny.
And I had to put you in as cousin because otherwise I get confused. See, look.
I don't think I run.
Like, that's not me. That's not me at all. Why do you think that?
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, me neither. I'm not really much of a camera. So every time I open up my contacts, I'm like, oh, yeah. Start talking. Yeah, I'm not the most comfortable with the camera. Yeah. Not really my deal. It's not the way I roll. Not quite a year. We moved in last summer.
Which one?
It's yeah.
Out by the airport?
A year, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure why stuff is coming back because we lived there up until last May. Courtyard?
Okay. We might be like almost right across the street from each other.
Isn't this beautiful?
Beautiful house.
Yeah.
There's 2 Marriotts in like one.
It's very
quiet.
Yeah, I know.
Remember last time, Barb, we used to live on an airline flight path. So we had airplanes all the time and the highway. And now we got out here and we were laying in bed going, it's so quiet. Like something's wrong, it's so quiet.
You wouldn't think coming down off Normandale that there'd be a little community tucked back in.
And it didn't
here
exist
that-
when I was growing up here. This was started in like the mid-80s, mid-late 80s, so I didn't have any friends here.
You guys worked at that little enzyme, didn't you? And
Rob did at the cottage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Rob was a cook up there.
Oh, God.
And that's when he randomly was working with Marv's daughter.
Right.
Yeah. Crazy small world.
Oh, gosh.
No, I didn't. No. Rob and I worked, but not there. I worked at Baker Square.
Well, it's like a half story I kind of heard about, but I forgot it.
Yeah, Rob
Here's
was
to not
working there, and
following
that's
the
when
story.
there's this girl who looked an awful lot like him, and they finally figured out at some point that,
I do remember
The Marv
hearing
connection.
that story now.
yeah,
Junior had a daughter?
Huh?
2
Yeah.
from his first marriage. Yep. That would be my dad.
That's Marv Jr.
He was married. It was for both my mom and dad. It was their second marriage.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
actually not my physical cousin, he's my blood.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't even think about that, but you're
Really?
right.
Yeah.
I mean, she was legally adopted.
I bet I did.
She came with her mom. I remember her too, you know, and just she was shy,
I bet.
quiet little girl. Probably about 4, I would guess.
Yeah.
Roughly. Was that it?
Maybe even a little younger.
So you and Rob
Yeah, because there's a
are
picture of her.
Camille.
All of us are
Camille's
Camille's daughters.
Yeah.
Rob and I, Marv is our dad.
How
My
old is
sister
Rob?
had a different dad. His name was Mike. Rob?
Yeah.
We're all 5 years
Casey
apart.
had a different
So he'll turn 50 this August.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yes, Casey had a different dad.
Casey was the oldest.
Yep.
Yeah.
She
And
was 10
then-
years older than me. Then
Okay.
Rob.
Yeah.
Okay.
but we were all like 4.5 or 5. It depends on what time you're going to catch us. So Rob, right now, we're 4. He's 49, and I just turned 45. So he gives me a call and just starts railing on me about what an old broad I am. And he's right. But you know what? No matter how old I am, he will always be older.
Yeah.
And I continue to remind him of this.
Tipping it next
Continue to
year.
remind him.
So when
He's just trying to stay young.
My
He's
siblings
right.
tell me that. I say, but percentage-wise, you're catching up on me.
I was
Get back on
6
that
years younger than all of you.
You know, and we've got some more chairs. I can grab some more chairs from outside if you guys want to sit down.
It's really nice out.
Yeah, it's a beautiful
You're right,
day.
it's very quiet.
It is very quiet.
Well, we lived, where did we live? We lived, where was it loud? Oh, we used to live on East 79th Street, right by, what's the name of that restaurant? Eddie Webster's. We used to live right across the street from there, when they were building the Mega Mall, but that was awful. I mean, they would come right over, especially every Sunday. I'd look out my window and you could actually see the
two of 'em.
passengers, you know.
We're like pattern
What was it,
too,
about 4 in the
rubber
morning,
bus,
and then
school,
they
they'll
come at
be
6, 8,
the
and 10.
Lufthansa that go to Germany go right over and they just hang right over my window. And
Isn't it amazing how the bigger the plane, the slower they come down, the closer they come down? I mean, the littler ones just go.
Yeah.
But Macy knew all the different kinds of airplanes. She could identify an MD-90 or a 737. Oh yeah. So she was fascinated by them. And Brooks, when he was too little, and now we're gone. So I need to take him to the airport and watch airplanes. And my dad did that with me when I was a kid. I was fascinated by them.
Yeah.
And I
my dad
hate to
Sit
fly.
on the side there.
Yeah, Grandpa used to take
Was
me
he?
down there
Yeah.
once in a while. I remember that.
Fun place.
didn't like to fly there.
So you took you to look at airplanes like in Wayne's World? I didn't really watch Wayne's World.
The car and they lay on it.
Oh yeah, and watch the airplanes.
Yeah.
Yep. Brooks would totally dig it. Yep. He would absolutely dig it. And I sound like a child in the 70s when I say totally dig it.
I love it.
Dating me a little bit.
All right, who communicates through ASL?
ASL?
My daughter.
Does she really?
She's the only one who knows any of it.
Talk to her, but I can't record me.
Right, yeah, so you could move that now. I think it's been substantially on Diane and I for a while, so you could rotate.
Sorry, I was getting distracted. We'll get rid of it in editing.
Well, when they first started to go,
Isn't it just the most perfect day?
Perfect. Thank you.
Well, and it was funny because we were in the car and we were talking about who was coming over, and I said, my aunties, because she knows her own auntie, Auntie Jenny, but so I had to say everybody's my auntie. And then I said an Uncle Bill, and she's like, oh, he took pictures of me. That is awesome.
Never.
Like, you've already made an impression on my 4-year-old. Almost 5.
That's right. I did see a little picture. You did have a picture of that.
You're getting her done.
She appreciates it. You should have her talk to my daughters. None of them appreciate it.
Well, at the time, it wasn't that fun, but looking back on it, I'm so glad you did it. But it's like, I remember at the time.
Yeah, I know.
Was this always an affliction of taking the pictures?
Oh, he took all the family portraits.
We used to
I don't know if
get
you-
everybody together, and I was very sweet and gentle and told them where to stand and how to look. And
Really? You were?
He wasn't always so nice about it sometimes. Some of us were kind of goofy, and
How's Chris?
he's doing good.
What's he doing? Where is he?
He's in Sarasota.
Okay.
Yeah. Overall, he's doing good. He had a weird car accident and can't figure out the insurance is screwing with him and stuff. It wasn't his fault, but
is it on I-75?
you know, I'm not sure. It was somewhere in Sarasota. Someone took a left turn when they weren't supposed to, and just, you know, he was just sitting there. He couldn't do anything.
Yeah, there's an accident there almost every day, it seems like. It's crazy.
That's a scary highway for some reason. It just isn't.
It is.
Always, when you're on there, you feel like, something's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know, we got engaged in Naples.
I know.
And I was driving around trying to find 8 Watercolor Way. Do you believe I remember that address? We couldn't
Well,
find
that's
it.
where that picture was from, probably, wasn't it?
Our engagement pictures were on the beach. Yeah, the craziest thing, it was cool. It was early March, or February, and we were out on the beach, and it was a cool night, and there were hardly anybody out there, which was nice for us, I guess, and we took my first romantic stroll on the beach. I'd never had one before.
Oh, wow.
And then he pinned me with this
Didn't want to.
He pinned you.
She didn't want to. She wanted to, and then oh, it's too cold. We don't have to do it. I got a diamond burning a hole in my pocket. We're going. Get romantic now.
He very anxious. And then here's what he does. This is my husband. So we went to college together, and then we're set up on a date 20 years later. So we actually knew each other when I was 18 when I met him for the first time. He was actually dating my sorority sister.
Oh gosh.
Who was one of the two that set us up eventually. So it's all good.
Have to tell her about that.
Oh, go ahead.
So we took our stroll. We had chairs out there. He had wine and everything, and we're taking our stroll. And then he gives me his fraternity pin as a sign of his commitment to me. And I was like, great, but I'm 37 or 38,
Oh, cool.
And I tried to act excited about this, but it didn't really work out. And then we sat down, and so then he got down on one knee. We were watching the sunset. And he got down on one knee, and I was like, oh, what's happening? So, but the interesting part is there was a condominium. I mean, it's all condos behind you, right? So there were people that had come out to watch the sunset. And it turned out that one of the people had a camera and was taking pictures of what was happening. So she comes,
and they were all from Edina.
Yeah, so they were all from Edina. Came running out on the beach like, did you just get engaged? And we're like, yeah. So she takes more pictures.
Oh, seriously?
And she was from Edina, and her good friend Stormy Greener was a Star Tribune photojournalist. That's whose camera she had. She was learning photography.
Oh God.
So she sent us a CD of the pictures. She set us up with our wedding photographer. No, it was all totally random. So, and she sent us, that night we had pictures to send to our parents. Because she emailed them stuff.
We were at Camille's house when you were there and going out on your first date with him.
That's right. No.
Oh, seriously?
I had just had my first date with him.
Oh, weren't you going to go there?
No, we had it, but he was supposed to be out of town, but he called me anyways, and Camille was totally into that.
Excited.
Yeah, she was there.
I could tell you that now.
We had chicken salad that day. Yeah, that was. We did. On Mom's bed of lettuce, we had chicken salad.
Chicken salad that day.
And he said, I'm going out of town. I'm not going to be able to call you for a couple days, but yet he called anyways, and it was like, it was a good one. That's right.
We knew.
I forgot about that. I didn't know yet. I knew on my second date it took him a little longer.
Took a while to sink in.
Yeah, well, hey, at 37, you've kissed a lot of frogs. You kind of know when you land a good one.
welts to go down.
Well, you know it when you find it. Finally. Took a while.
The perfect one.
Worth the wait.
Absolutely.
So.
There
And there it is. That's the story.
There you go. Yeah, we'll do that too.
Thank you. Can I get you some more wine?
Oh, I'll get
Just a
some.
little bit.
I'll be fine.
I'm trying to be a good host. Can I get anybody anything? Are you ready for your glass of wine yet? All right. It's 4:10 in Boston. It's almost happy hour. Happy hour starts at 4.
You just had a
I'll just go here. I will know, man. We were just talking about it. I remember that house on Lake Minnetonka. Like, I don't know why we were talking about it recently, but I was telling Matt, I'm like, I could walk in that door and see the bar to the right and the pink bathroom. What are you doing? And then the laundry was right. You're bouncing into me.
I was gonna say that is. If you were gonna say somewhere in Washington, it's like raw.
No. Although I tried to go up to Seattle on one of the weekends because I had like three-day weekends while I was there, and it's just so expensive.
Depending on your choice, I might have to go get you a bottle.
We're actually close to a point.
You're all set?
It's 45 minutes, 2.5 hours.
Oh, really? I thought it was.
She had this habit of taking everything. This was where
Well, it's just if you didn't finish your plate, you come up with something. Well, he spent so much time cooking.
And he's like, you can't be an Oskey. Wasn't even mine. I took that so seriously. I was terrified. And I was like,
I had 2 of my least intimidating guys.
Good. That works.
That was Rob. Remember hamburger and french fries for like ever?
No baked potatoes, no scalloped potatoes, no potatoes. I didn't like potatoes. I love them.
Oh, good.
Love them. I was just a late bloomer.
Yeah, it just took you a while.
Yeah, I just didn't like them until later in life. My daughter insists she doesn't like them as she downed a plate of tater tots the other day. So we're slowly working her into them. But,
Well, my son, he won't eat salad, won't eat mayonnaise,
Oh.
vegetables. And almost anything else, but he won't eat a salad. What else?
With mayonnaise in it.
Anything with mayonnaise.
Isn't it funny how we have those little things?
You think he'd be real finicky, but he'll eat almost anything else.
Yeah, it's always those little things like that.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, I didn't even know paying for parking was a thing. Because in Longview, it's just, there's no parking meters.
Yeah, that's better as you
Well, of course not in Longview.
Well, yeah, it's too small. But that's where I grew up.
Well, now you're getting a taste of the bigger world.
Yeah.
In the cities.
The garage across the street from my office is $34 a day now.
A day?
A day?
Think about it.
That's a undertaking.
Well, Boston.
Just went up from 29.
Oh, they want you to probably take the train.
I
or a
will not.
bus or something
I
that
can't
day.
drive in Boston. I have to take a public transit. It's so confusing.
No, they sold a single parking space that was not enclosed or anything. It's in the back Bay area of Boston. $250,000 for a parking space.
For like, is that period or like a year?
No, for the period. Yeah.
Still,
Holy
wow.
For sure, that's come on.
I suppose that you can afford it though. It's like
It's hard to get up there.
That's something.
You don't want to do
I don't like to drive either. I hate it.
that's why I was wondering if you guys drove a
Well,
lot.
and the reason
'cause,
I was actually
you know, I
saw
remember being
Boston
there.
is
It's like I wouldn't want to
my
drive.
company runs the recreation program.
New York's
and I-
even worse. It's like
So we were out there, and I was always out there in September, which is like the greatest time to be in Boston. It's such a beautiful city. Just absorbing the history. I felt smart. I mean, between Harvard and MIT, I'm like, oh, I feel so not smart, but yet I feel smarter just for being here. It's just such a beautiful city.
Hey, what's up with that? I go, you wear hats so you don't get sunburned? And Andy goes,
As a war
shit, it's not
meeting
great like this. Mine's not falling
And
out.
also, my other classes are all extended.
I have an option. I can color mine. It's true. Girl who cuts my hair, she goes, no, I wouldn't do it. One color. So much. She goes, it just looks like nutty. It doesn't look good. It doesn't last. She goes,
But it's such an amazing company. Like both of my bosses flew in from Chicago today to be here.
Isn't that great? That is so nice. It means so much.
I was doing fine, and then Paul walked up, and I was like,
I know it. Doesn't it just get that's so nice though. It shows that they care. You know?
it's a great company. The CEO sent me an email. I'm like, who does that? Like, who I accidentally worked with me. I've been there for 21 years, but part of the broader organization for 6.
I don't know about that.
So do you travel then?
I go to Chicago once or twice a month.
Okay.
But otherwise, I had one trip to Florida this year. I had to go to West Palm for a mediation. And I was watching all the yachts out there, and I was sitting in a 10th floor of the EEOC building going, this stinks. I want to be out there. I mean, it was March, it was warm, it was 80 degrees and sunny, and I'm like, can we just get done so I can go outside?
Oh, really? One of them, huh?
Yeah, my dorm room was right on the Flagler Drive there.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, it was just beautiful. What's the big hotel right over there? We were right across the bridge from there's some big hoity-toity hotel in Palm Beach. Breakers. Yeah. I was just looking at these, $1 million yachts out on the water going, what am I doing in this building? And I should have extended my stay for a couple of days and just enjoyed the warm weather, and I didn't because I'm so anxious to get home with these kids. So travel's hard. But at least Chicago's quick. No.
So she's got pictures from that trip.
Chicago
There's
is
one
a nice,
picture where
easy
she's
flight
standing
for the most
almost
part.
literally right in front of the office building that I work in now.
oh really?
Yeah.
You're kidding? Wow. See, she was preparing the way. The trip up to Boston that time when we all went up there. You were getting it ready for
A
rocket.
picture where you're on Summer Street there, almost right in front of my office back in the 70s before I was born. She's standing right, she took a picture in front of it, I don't know why. And now it's the building I work in.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Something about Boston that I always felt was like eerie, like if I ever believed in having a previous life, that would have been where I would have went.
Really?
So you're happy. You're really happy there.
Yeah, I am. But it's like that time we were in Redwood, remember? And I went out running, and I ran right up to Dad's old house, and I had no idea.
No way. By accident?
I think it was
Or not
right
accident.
there.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we were together.
Yeah, and we thought it was
But he's
his
always
house.
like, he
I'm
like never
hoping
leaves
it
the
was
hotel
his
unless
house.
it's like a business dinner.
That's crazy.
Meetings all day.
No, I felt that way in Colorado. It's the only place I ever felt like I belonged. Everywhere else, back to Minnesota and Iowa, it's
That's it?
and And that's actually where we were going when we got stuck in Iowa. But we ran, I thought this guy promised me all this work. I'm like, okay, I'm going to make enough money. I'll be out of here in a month.
Sure.
Didn't pan out. I'm driving 350 miles a day to not make any money. And it's like, I couldn't get out. But it's like, that's why I wanted to go back. Because it wasn't like I was going to relive what I had. But it was like, it just felt right. I mean, being up in the mountains. Someday.
I forgot when the kids learn. They have a really good youth golf program and women's especially. So Macy, she Matt golfs and Macy's so excited about it that she wants to learn. But the most underutilized Division I college scholarship that there is women's golf.
Seriously?
Wow. So there's all these scholarships and no one to fill them.
Yeah. Got that for your kids? Got that for your kids? Come on, get them into golf.
Golf is too hard. Ball golf is too hard.
Golf, it's not hard
it's
for
actually
young.
not as fun for me.
And especially if you start at an age where your mind is not.
Well, you can do that.
The minute my mind gets into the game,
well, yeah.
So I love
not the point
I
of
actually
it.
don't mind it at all, but my mind is so dominant in terms of, and I start adjusting and doing stuff. It's like I can screw myself. I'm a thinker, but kids don't think the same way. In other words, they can start and they can have the natural.
If you start them out and you kind of keep them relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess they have a really good junior program. So
excellent.
We'll probably, but then it's like Thursdays at 10 a.m. It's like, I have to work, people. Am I supposed to be like, just because it's a country club doesn't mean there's all, it's a very blue-collar country club, which is why I like it. It isn't the, it isn't like Edina, which I probably wouldn't fit in.
I wouldn't fit in there either.
So it's very, I go there, well, what we like, so they gave us a free social membership when we moved in. And they have kids stuff every week, so they have a free kids buffet every Thursday, and they do crafts. So Matt and I did sit back in the booth and actually talk to one another.
Oh my God!
The kids are being taken care of somewhere else, and for free.
You know what? You cherish it.
He's secret agent man.
There you go.
I'm lecturing him right now. He doesn't want to keep this.
If I can tell you your name, because I remember. I still have your number.
It's got a lot of bubble on my beer. If you could pour it. Pour it right. Yeah. Say something good, please.
Yeah, but generally, you guys are
When we go to dinner, yeah.
Tell us about UFOs.
All the grown-ups are, well, no. We're doing a Mother's Day and a birthday dinner, but that's not till later. You have lots of time before you're going to go to Sam's house to play.
Yay!
Yep.
I get to play at her house.
You think by now when
Did you know, honey, that this is your cousins? This is Sheila and Sue. I know. We need to get together more so you actually get to know your family better.
Well, that's why I wish
Absolutely.
my other two daughters and my
Did you
son
see me when I was a baby? Because I don't remember me.
Well, I saw baby pictures, I'll tell you, but I don't know if
I
you
don't
saw
know.
me when you were a baby.
It's been a couple years, honey. I think they might have seen us last when your daddy and I got married. Well, my mom died, but she wasn't. You didn't exist yet. You were a late addition to the party.
And you know what?
Do you want to show them your tooth?
Gosh, look at it. That's awesome.
Did the tooth fairy come?
And she got me $1.
You are awesomely so lucky. Oh my gosh.
That's better than I used to get.
I got $1 for my loose tooth.
Is it really?
I used to get 5 cents over a quarter.
Look at those.
Not yet. At this point, she's got 4 points.
I already.
Exactly.
I
That's
already.
you are so big.
I already took it. And I got $1.
It's gone.
Yeah.
You are so lucky.
Oh.
Yeah, seriously, inflation is crazy. No, I've heard the going rate now is...
I'm trying to remember what I got. Yeah, no, I don't. I'm positive something happened because I do remember the two, but I have no idea what it was.
Do you want uppy again? Why? You're very heavy. You're a big girl. You're almost 5 years old.
Anecdotally, I remember that it must have
I know.
happened, so.
That's what I say.
Well, she had 4 teeth. One of her tooth, she had 4 teeth.
Really?
We were swimming once.
Holy cow.
No, we were swimming once and we had a little wave board and I accidentally hit her in the face. thought I did.
Hey, don't take that. If Mom says somebody else, then don't take that.
Yeah, you can blame
Still have a
someone.
place down in
I thought I did.
Casey was able to go
I
visit
did.
when Mom and Dad were down there a couple months ago, or a month or so ago, and I talked to her when she was down there. Boy, she was having fun. Yeah. So must have been a great trip.
She loves Arizona.
She loved Arizona. Yeah, no.
So nice there. Okay.
What's that?
I agree.
Now, are you still at the same place that we went to after?
Yeah, Southern Maplewood.
And are you still at the Wellstone School?
I'm at Henry Sibley High School. Yep, I
She
changed
moved
this year.
Henry Sibley?
Yes.
Really?
Gonna go
You
check
know
it
that?
out.
My husband graduated. Are you serious? Oh, shush.
Oh my God.
Like in Mendota Heights, right?
Yes. That is-
Oh,
I gotta find
hold
out
on.
now. I gotta find out about this. This is hilarious. Her husband graduated from Henry
Did he really?
And that's not.
Oh, really?
That's the roof. That's pretty neat.
That's funny.
And that spa, in fact,
Teach.
continues to be a pain in the ass, expense-wise. So I'd like to unload it. Certainly have rental
So I'm gonna need to do that.
She gonna bring them out?
Mom and Diana.
I think. I don't know.
income.
They are being exclusive.
Is the rental people, are they?
Oh.
Oh, they're great. It's the best tenants we've ever had. And I've said to Sheila, it's when these guys decide to leave, that's when we sell. Until then, no big.
I should sneak a cigarette.
Why not? I'm sure the people smoke here. Okay.
No, I'll ask.
Go ahead. It's all right, babe.
Hey, you know what?
Well, that's okay. I keep telling you, just have that much and then I'll have that much and we'll celebrate. Yes, we'll celebrate together.
Is he still filming?
Yes. Oh gosh, it's at us. It's at us. No.
Come on, we want some more juicy stuff. No. Don't.
Can you hear the talking too?
Yeah.
Does it talk in here?
You know what? It becomes like a family treasure because it's like, wow.
You just see the things.
I just, yeah, and hear it too. You get, yes, those two.
American doesn't hear.
They can hear pretty well.
That's why that little black beard.
We're going down next Saturday, coming back Thursday. We're gonna go over and talk to the tenant.
That's good. At least you're keeping things appropriately aware of. Uh-oh, what are you doing? Zooming in on the puppy?
Oh, I had to do that because.
Well, no, we got to get them on film.
I'm
hoping to catch them.
That's tantalizing. That's persecuting.
Isn't it interesting? You forget about it. I suppose that's how those reality shows work. How you kind of forget about.
You just completely forget it's on. It's so quiet.
Yeah.
Well, that was the thing. Most of the time when you took pictures, you were just floating around. Everybody forgot you were there. It's like, okay, he's done it. We'll forget it for now. It was only those portraits,
The group. No. But the problem with this is, how do you go back and get it? Where do you find it in your.
Put it in my computer.
Yeah.
Loads it all up. I put it in a program. I just use Windows Movie Maker.
Sure. Okay.
And I put it in there, and I actually watch all of it. And I like this. I've been letting it just run, so I'm gonna it's gonna take me forever. I'm gonna have to watch everything and then cut.
Just cut him off. Cut him out.
Right.
Because of this.
That's what's beautiful about digital compared to regular film. Because film, I'd have to splice it. I couldn't do real cool things.
Well, when you hear me talking about that person, cut it out.
Yeah, because we were gossiping back there. So
you gotta get Diane. I haven't seen her in ages.
Yeah,
I always gotta get one of Elizabeth.
She's going to see.
There we go. I used to have red hair. It's not fair. I still have a little, just a.
Where is it? Oh, there.
Just a tinge. Yeah.
I wanted to share a little story.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead.
A little story about Christabel.
I hope you're not going to be too honest.
No, but I want to share a little bit about Christabel because Tina's daughter was, his tooth was missing.
Tina's.
Yeah.
And the little one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just want to share this really neat, I think the fact that you know your mom, your grandma Susan, was the oldest of 12. Alice.
Yeah,
Alice.
Her grandma Susan.
Yes. Yes.
Alice
Grandma
is
Susan.
Yeah,
Okay.
Carol's, yeah.
Okay. Well, then the story isn't so.
Oh, is it
Well,
Alice or is it Sue?
It,
I think it's Susan.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So
Well,
that's.
I knew her.
Yeah.
So what's the
So,
story?
okay, so since she's the oldest of 12, okay, yeah, she's got, Christabel's got shark teeth because she has both a full set and she lost 2 teeth. She's opening up.
I wasn't opening up anything. They're already loose.
You know, I don't know. We could make the story look really very.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
I'll stop trying to help.
Okay. All right. You want to tell the story? Because okay. Anyway, she lost 3 teeth.
Okay.
And one opening up a can, and another was getting a little swimming device hit in her mouth. We're like, oh, this is great. This is her second set of teeth. What are you going to do? And Paul said, well, we're gonna pray to God to give her another set. I said, well, she's already had her second set. It's like, no, her third set. And I'm like, okay, Paul, you're taking this faith thing a little bit too far. So,
two of her canines, I think they were on the top. She had a total of 4 teeth. The baby and then 3 others.
Really? He prayed for her, laid hands and prayed for her mouth. And then like 6 months later, she had a third set coming in. So we looked it up and we're like, yeah, sure enough, there's some people born with more than 6 sets of teeth. Now we thought, since your grandma had so many siblings, maybe she's got like 8 more.
Are you recording me?
No, I'm just spinning the can.
So I did.
You
do? I said, I wish I did.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
But
So that's
okay.
what happened. She had 3 and then 4. Yeah, it was amazing.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Isn't that something?
Those kind of.
Oh, absolutely. Very much.
Beautiful. What else do you have? What else do you have down there? What's in your hand?
By the way, if you guys ever,
What are they?
get hit by a little ball, it's a rocking area over there.
Oh, yeah.
Aren't they?
They always yell 4 after they hit you.
Very nice.
I have these kind of
Oh, they're just lovely.
One the deep one.
Oh, they're beautiful.
I'd like that.
That's how they get the ball.
One, I want that.
Oh,
You're welcome.
beautiful. Oh, very nice.
My purple, okay?
I want to hear some stories. Dan, do you have any stories to share?
I had to turn the camera off. We have a voice recording.
When do you guys go back?
Maybe Monday.
We're going
Just come back.
Turn
I was going to ask you what you think about seeing my dad.
What's really cool is
I almost got him to come. Well, you know what?
Don't you hate people?
I sent him a message like a week ago, but he didn't get it until like Friday.
Quit tape recording me.
When?
I love
It wasn't you.
Quit it.
I love
Quit it.
Stop.
Now it's got a magnet on it. Hey, there we go. Who is that? I think you were my cousin. Once? Twice?
It's a good thing.
Are you ready to
stay at our house?
Oh, I know.
I bought a scarf too.
Yesterday was too warm.
Yeah.
Today is actually a nice.
perfect.
In fact,
Doesn't suck.
it's the wind is really muted
That's
here
perfect.
because of all the trees and everything around. So,
That is nice.
which makes it beautiful. So,
Makes up for the ball, for flying balls.
yeah,
No.
exactly. All over it.
Bill loves it too.
No, I
Like,
think.
finally kick them out at the end of February. And they're like, we've only been
I
here
think this
2
would be a
months.
great opportunity for you to talk, for all of us to talk to our higher self. Yeah. Our older self maybe in a few years.
That would be her.
got some.
That would be Sheila.
If you don't want to talk to anybody,
You need to talk.
you can talk to
I've
yourself.
been meaning to say a
Hold
few
yourself.
words there.
Yes.
We got the right people.
Who is that?
I'll turn it on that Thursday. We're on Sun Country. And I like Sun Country.
It's a happy day. It's a happy day. I feel okay, and it's a happy day.
What you doing, girl? What you doing?
She's collecting flowers and giving them to everybody.
Oh, nice. Sure. Thanks. Oh. Purple one.
A
lot of random stuff, like random traveling, like throughout Massachusetts and New Hampshire and Maine, and get down to Providence. And I like to travel. I like to do stuff, swap around, or catch a movie, or friends have little parties, get-togethers. I'm working a lot right now, so it's cutting into my social.
Oh yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah, I'm sure. I know you do.
Yeah, but no, I'm very. It is. It is starting to change now. It is, and that's why I like it. It's starting to change. But it's very nice.
What are you talking about now? I think you guys should just go have a drink and talk about it. Because apparently you don't really know.
Yeah, I keep forgetting you're so much more educated on me than this. No, it just won't. I mean, his demographic is, largely uneducated, racist. Like those are the people who are attracted to him, who are, vote for him. People like with very little knowledge on, political issues and, actual real affairs. So.
Fortunately for both of you, when he cuts corporate tax, he cuts personal tax by 30.
What?
When I said about sharing.
Oh, I don't care.
Oh, okay. But you want to introduce when you're done visiting or debating or whatever you're doing?
I totally was.
Were you really agreed on something?
Yes, you just never know what's going to come out.
She knew what.
We had some good conversations.
She knew what I wanted to say.
He has the capability.
I just told him this was a very traditional Catholic mass. We might want to tone just a little bit down, and share those stories amongst family later. That's all. Because this is a very traditional Catholic mass.
Since you couldn't do what you
I know. That
go ahead.
So my favorite story, and I have heard this like folklore of Casey. Was she grounded or was she just supposed to be home? Probably babysitting me when she left. She snuck out of the house, went out the window, and she thought she was so smart. She went up to the cottage, which is a little restaurant up in the strip mall up by her house. And she was going up there to get cigarettes, and she's pulling on a machine, and she looks up, and there's Mom.
Oh my God.
She had gone up there with Jim on it, and it was a little hilarious.
She was like Carl Lewis all the way home.
Yep.
She was Flash.
But then you said about her coming home in the morning.
Oh yeah, and I'd start the lawnmower, and she'd get so mad at me that she'd give me $1 to go buy her cigarettes. And I was 8, 7. I was collecting baseball cards, so that $1 was awesome. I just wanted that big stick of pink gum. I didn't know what chemicals made it all.
It was hard to gum, but I know it's flowery.
Yeah.
How'd you get the cigarettes?
Yeah. It was in the machine.
Oh, there's a cigarette machine out there, yep.
And I weighed like 70 pounds, so I could just like hide.
Sure.
I don't know what brand I was pulling out. But whatever came out the bottom is what I grabbed. It could have been menthols, it could have been non-filtered. Who knows?
Well, she took me all kinds of places. I was her little adventure buddy, but I remember she would always take me down to the old oak tree. So by our house, it's all developed now in houses, but at the time it was all forest around. Like, when you drive down by Normandale Hills, all that newer development, that was all forest. There was a big old oak tree. She would take me on adventures down there, but
I remember being young and having police cars outside of our house because she had taken someone home from a football game or something. Do you remember that? And there were police cars here because she was a runaway or something. They were outside our house.
Stuff that I don't like anymore.
And Mom was just like, oh, what the neighbors must think. She didn't do anything wrong. She had just taken someone in that she took in the strays.
I got used to the police kind of hanging out. So, you know, they don't all individually.
No, yeah.
I still want video of her first confession when she went to New York.
Oh, yes. Yeah, he was going to talk about that in eulogy, and I was like, yeah.
First, it would have taken 5 hours.
Well, there's that.
And that dude would have come out drinking. There's no way he wouldn't have been a changed man. Why did I get this church at this time? No
Say
doubt.
1,000 Hail Marys.
Yeah.
And come back next week.
At least. At least.
But I tell you what, she was bold. She had $3,000 in her pocket and a place to stay for a year. And I found the receipt to Martha Washington, which is the hotel she stayed at out there. It was $28 a day for a room with running water. Really? So she had enough to pay for herself to stay for 3 years, and she just went out there to live her dream. Yes, sorry, it's the wine already.
3 months.
3 months. But she just
10 years,
her dream.
right? Someone asked me, was it 10 years?
I think it was more than that, because she went out when I was 12 or 13. She didn't come back until after she was married. She got married when I was 30, young 30s. It was right after Paul and I were supposed to get married, so it was got married in 2000 maybe.
Really?
So yeah, she was out there for a long time. 6 years, 7 years.
Wasn't that long?
Yeah.
You're welcome.
That's her ride from New York to Minneapolis to Dickinson, and then back to Minneapolis. Yeah, they stayed here. They lived. She was working at the Calhoun Beach Club when she, from New York to here, and then they moved to Dickinson when Pete got a job. He was bartending here initially. They lived in Uptown, and then he got a job at the Dickinson Press as a sports writer, and that brought them to what many would affectionately refer to as the armpit of North Dakota.
Yeah, well, they were there before the oil boom.
Yeah,
Long before that. It became a bountiful place after.
Yeah.
No, not anymore, but it was for a
No,
while.
for the short period of time, they were paying $25 an hour for people to waitress at the Oliver. They didn't have enough people or housing or restaurants for people to service this oil boom up there. Still a flower.
No, they can't. The oil price is so low that they can't break even. Like $60 a barrel to get the oil on North Dakota down in the, well, it was down in the
Very,
20s.
very busy, these two are.
So they just shut them down.
The oil will be down any moment.
So all that equipment,
Just sitting there waiting for it to go back up, I would guess.
Really?
I don't know.
Those poor people.
Yeah. North Dakota was flush with money for a while. Yeah. We used to fly Menards employees in to work. What do you think? So Robbie said he went by Grandpa's place not too long ago, and I guess it's just trashed.
Yeah. Can't see where the tennis court's supposed to be.
That's unbelievable. That is sad.
You know, but you can talk about land and everything we've got here, but it's the people that make it.
No, you're exactly right.
Made it without a doubt.
No, you're exactly right. The pancakes on that griddle thing on the side.
When he'd cook beef out on that grill, it would come out the most beautiful medium rare no matter what he cooked. He was a class act. He knew what he was doing.
Those were fun times.
They sure were.
Yeah, now that land's, you would think it's worth
Crazy.
Was I think Diane said, right, that Bizzoni's house they just blew it down, rebuilt. I mean, lakefront property.
Yeah.
It must have been.
There's lots of there's the full gator car and there.
And even Grandpa's up, because it was both houses too, right?
Sharp car.
Grandpa's house, and there was kind of the one Yeah, right behind it, right? I mean, I know they were bought separate or owned
She
separate.
can't watch Disney movies. She's too scared of the like Frozen. She watches.
Yeah, someone was asking me, whose cousins and what you guys used to get together.
Yeah.
Every Sunday.
Everybody went.
I mean, that was the place.
If you weren't there, he was out after you.
I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah.
He made it go.
The bathroom is to the right, Rob, or there's more bathrooms downstairs or upstairs.
Or you can just go out on the side of the garage. The plants need watering.
There you go.
And there's a need everywhere.
There's all kinds of trees out there.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's the problem.
Where you keep the deer away. Drop some urine out there. Maybe the coyotes won't come back. Hey. I live in the boonies.
We're
I
giggling
live in
at him.
Redneckville.
Yeah. Laughing at him, giggling.
Yes.
So it was like night and day. And I was just
Trying. What is that?
Brewery that's working.
Oh, really?
What are you thinking, baby?
I'd like to take them to.
Yeah.
The movie that Matt was talking about with all the feelings, was that Inside Out? That was, okay. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, me too. That was too scary. Everything to her is too scary. She is very sensitive.
So Gary isn't going to go off tomorrow.
That's what she said.
Yeah, he's going to take his day off.
It's a shame because he ought to be up there every time he can.
Every time.
Hey, buddy!
It doesn't matter if he's doing good or not. He needs practice.
He'll do better if he does it a lot. Yeah.
Well, his writing's not going to be better, so either learns to make it better or he's not going to be better.
I that candy.
Well, we're gonna get some down to the snack shack.
That's like torture.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, give you a... Right.
Oh, man. Have I got your seat? Oh, no. Okay.
That's quite a snack shack.
Yeah.
He's like, no, Mom, Chuck.
Oh.
He was so good today.
You were so good today.
He's like, nubby.
Yeah.
No, you're not gonna like that one. Pick a different one. You're not gonna like that either. You'd like this one. It's all chocolate.
Mama, do you have a purple flower?
Yes, it's right here.
Oh, well, do you know what?
What?
There's a star in the middle. See, look it. Star.
Yeah, very pretty.
We gave Matt a picture yesterday that we found.
You can have as many as you want.
It had to be almost the same age.
Oh, okay.
Freaking identical.
Really?
Oh my God. Blonde hair, the cheeks, never quits talking. It's, I mean, it's just amazing. The
I
example.
wouldn't think so, huh?
Do you want to go outside and say hi to everybody?
That was the case for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
From what I hear.
No, buddy, we're out back.
What I hear.
Hey, we're on.
Everybody's outside. Yeah.
Probably warmed up out there. I haven't been out there yet.
Oh, whatever. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, this is fine. I see yours all the cameras on for life. Yeah. Oh,
I want to go with you to look at condos. We need to make a list. You guys need to have a view. You need to have a covered outdoor area. Very important, so you can have shade when it's hot, and you can have cover when it rains, and you can get some really cool outdoor furniture to put up there. Right? With a fireplace.
Oh.
That would be cool. And the rest of it, I don't care. Oh, garage. Nice two-car, extra big garage. Yeah.
I'm very bad.
So they went for weed, but then then after they booked their trip, I was told by my client that my contract was up.
It's nice, but I can't believe we really haven't seen any golfers today.
There's been a few.
March 31 was the
You hear the
Thursday.
carts rumbling by.
They were coming back on April 1st.
We do too.
So I took the flight to Phoenix on April 1.
Golf season yet.
I'm staying for a week before I start my next gig.
Did you sell them up
my
there
next
too?
contract.
Well, we figure when the kids are older, they will, but I think that's frowned upon.
The rest of them
And
can
actually,
go
the
home.
groundskeeper guy will
I'll
come
change
down and
mine
start
because she
picking
can
them
work
out.
anywhere. She works
They're in their yard. They're really not ours.
A phone
Yeah,
and
we
the
have
internet.
buckets of
And
golf.
she's
But if they're in, oh yeah,
yeah.
freedom. Yeah, Matt's not
So,
yep.
So, yeah, she works at the kitchen counter most days. And
I don't golf.
so I booked the flight for April 1st, the Friday, the day after my contract was going to end. Told my company, don't book me anywhere for another week. And then a week before my contract ended, the current client said, just kidding.
No, my husband is the
Really, can you stay longer? And I go, yeah, I could. But I said, I'm still going to Arizona. And they said, that's fine. So they extended me for 3 more months, but I went down for a week, so we overlapped for a week. Yeah, and we're going to get down there one more time in May.
We have real good divide and conquer.
Let me think. April, last month was 23 years.
Oh, yeah.
So we've probably known each other 25.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And Daddy has
done by Friday. Kind of helps you. You need some help. And then they get proud.
And Bebop. And Bebop, can you go
That's hard to organize people. It really is. It's a fine art.
Like I said, it's hurt his hat.
Yeah.
Is computer programming still a lucrative business?
Yep.
Did you guys get to see all the pictures that we had uncovered out at the Oskies?
If you ask me,
Scary, really scary.
industry,
very
it's
little
advanced in terms of the technology and the capability,
I remember doing
but it's also advanced incredibly in the
Dad would take us out to
difficulty,
something.
in the
Like I sort of remember that.
how hard it is to get stuff
No,
done.
but you were young and then Grandma and Grandpa moved down to Florida.
I grew up, you know, in the early 80s, out of
Well, and I
college
remember that.
as a
Down
programmer,
at Gatewater Colorway, and that was like never
and life was pretty simple then.
And I remember we were
And
being
now
in, they were
everything's
sort of
so
like condos, right?
complex.
I mean, they were
Everything's
multi-level
so,
condominiums, and being down there, and
you
we
know,
were
wire
in one
this
unit.
together to that,
And
to
I
that,
opened
to
up the
that,
drawer,
to
and they were
that.
full of red ants.
And I'm like,
So we got moved to a different unit.
can't we just dumb this down?
And I
Can't
remember
we just
seeing
like make this
shelves
simpler?
that
Oh no,
had
we have to have
things
that
coming out of
one.
them.
Why?
Like, there's weird memories. I remember being
And I
walking to
always say,
7-Eleven.
don't
Like,
get me
walking
wrong. When I ask you
way
why, I'm
down
not
to
challenging you.
7-Eleven.
2 blocks.
It's because I
That's
have
that
no
far.
idea what you're talking about.
And then my sister,
And I
being
won't
the person
know.
she was, she would take me on
But
adventures.
I do
And
know
remember
when
being in
somebody's
some
bullshitting.
apartment building. It wasn't one of
And so, right. So when somebody gives me a plausible explanation,
and I was
I'm like,
scared
okay, I
off
get
my
it.
pants to go down that, and then we were stuck.
And when it's
And
not
I
a
had to go
plausible
down past
explanation,
this
I
thing.
go,
It was really gonna eat me.
next answer.
Luckily it didn't.
And
We're glad you're here today.
it all kind of works out, but the complexity is just increased incredibly
And I remember that
with
pool
all
being
the
not
new
heated. It was
technology.
very cold.
A lot of people that are in the tech business, they think, well, technology has made everybody's lives easier. Well, it has for the end user of the technology, but the people that build it, it's incredibly more complex.
The storage alone.
Well, that's good.
Yep.
Redundancy, man.
No, a lot of companies, it it just grows by almost by accident. It's like, oh, let's buy that shiny new thing. Well, let's do that. Let's do that. Before you know it, they got all this stuff cobbled together, and you look at it and go, that doesn't make any sense. But it's going to take too much time and money to tear it all apart and build it up again the right way. So they just keep building on what they already have. And my job is to tell them that's stupid, but proceed with getting the job done. Like, well, I wouldn't do that, but if that's what you want me to do, all right.
But it's weird what you remember and you don't remember as a kid. There's so much I just don't remember. I'm sporadic memory.
And unless you're refreshing your recollection, it's like so easy to actually sit and thought about stuff.
Yeah, there is. I don't know why, but
No, I'd seen on a Facebook post.
going back 20 years ago, nobody valued project management. It's like, we don't need that. That's just overhead. Well, no. Stuff never gets done unless you got somebody riding herd on it.
Cheryl doesn't get along with her. So that's really created a lot of friction. So, and unfortunately, this woman has had their first grandchild.
Well, in the business areas, they get frustrated, like, I thought this was going to be done in March, and now it's June. Why isn't it done? And I like to have an answer for them in advance, as opposed to 3 months later. Oh, it just took longer. And so many companies operate that way. It just took longer. Maybe it did, but you should have known well in advance that it was going to take longer. It's my job to understand that it's going to take longer and notify management.
Too bad she didn't come. She would have enjoyed getting to see you guys. You know, she really would.
And it, from her and Paul were one of the things that she was coming. He said, you coming? And she's like, yes. And I was like, oh, great.
Yeah, a 9-month project has turned into 3 years, and you can tell these guys are just a bunch of clowns.
See, that's what I like about what the
I'll tell you what, that is.
Well, I know what they're doing. You know, they low bid and now they're milking them, and they're just milking them raw.
That is rinse and repeat. I mean, that happens all the time.
Oh yeah.
Really close to her old one and really close to the church. She was on 86th and Old Cedar, and she was to 91st and Old Cedar. So it was basically the intersection of
Sure. I could have actually done it for what I told them I could.
No.
That was my mistake.
I've walked into clients before, walked into my boss's office and said, shut this project down.
No, well, there was one that she had taken in the stray a year or two ago, Maggie, and she was a huge fat cat. But I only met Maggie once or twice. So there was Maggie.
You have no control on scope.
So it sounds cool.
You have no control on people's commitment to this project. I'd shut it down, or you're going to burn money. And he said, well, we shut this project down. You're out of the job. I don't care. My job is telling you what the right thing is to do. Because I'll just go and get the next job. Okay? I'll just move to the next client. I'm telling you, shut it down, or else make these changes. And most of the time, they make the changes. When you put it to them that way, shut it down.
They find out it's going to be like a black hole.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, you know, my daughter's really been
Most people are used to being treated
Would be alright if I took him.
I did a gig at Anderson Windows in Stillwater,
Unbelievably love you right
which
now.
was a handy
I don't know
commute
that I
from
could take him,
Chanhassen.
but it would have been the guilt
Not really.
It would have been
60 miles.
Somewhere,
to know that he went to a good home from someone who really
Walked
wanted to
into a
get.
project that was budgeted at $1 million, and they'd already spent $4 million. And they weren't close
So
to
Scotty
being
was
done.
adopted. He went straight from Casey's apartment
And
to
they were
Sergeant
like,
Tom's
"What's
daughter's
wrong?"
house. And so that was, I make,
You have
he's a
to
golfer,
keep
and so
yourself
I
from
guess
saying,
the
well, you
Bloomington
freaking
police get to golf
moron.
up at
What's
Minnesota
wrong
Valley
is
once a week
nobody's
for
paying
Pearson. I'm like,
attention.
honey, you are calling him, and you're going to
Nobody's holding people accountable.
Well, what happens is you get a bunch of guys
I'm like, you
together,
have no
especially
idea
if
what
they're
that
current
did for me.
contractors, and
To
they'll
take
just
away
do their
that
own thing
pressure.
unless
Oh,
they
yeah.
have some kind of direction. And they think they're doing
and the
fine,
other
at least they're
one,
working, right?
I'm being paid by the hour,
Yeah.
so
I'll do whatever you want. I don't care.
which I guess a lot of the city employees will take these.
And we had
houses
that because we had a bunch of
Well,
mold
and they said,
houses
"You're
we
really
had to
lucky
deal
there's
with.
only
And what
two I've
happened
had
is
homes with
these
like 60
multi-million-dollar
and I was like,
homes,
great.
they would fail.
But
And they would have to
if
replace
she
whole
doesn't get
walls
adopted,
and all the
then she'll
windows.
go
We had
to
a
an
lot of
no-kill shelter.
Anderson replacements.
So she won't be
Marvin.
euthanized,
But
and
it's
I
like
needed to know that.
the scope of the whole thing is just incredible. I mean, we're talking 25,000 square foot homes, losing like 600, not 600 feet, it was about 200 feet of wall. It was in Lake Minnetonka. It was kind of by the coast
Maggie is
area.
probably on the website. Well, maybe
It wasn't the window company fault.
No, it was
the
the windows. It was the windows that failed, and
That
plus
cat
they
was
sealed
like
it
a
up
pumpkin.
wrong. You know, they were
Just-
trying to be green or tight house kind of thing.
Scotty,
And they
Anderson
didn't seal
windows?
it.
Yeah, no, exactly.
No, the Anderson didn't fail. It was Marvin actually, but they were replacing him with Anderson. That's when Marvin had their huge problems and all their primer was failing and stuff.
So we had a dog.
But it was amazing. They actually were pretty coordinated. Donnelly was the one that was like the main contractor, and they would come in and they would actually rip out the wall and put it back together from the outside, and then we had to go inside and fix everything, inside the house.
I actually got to see the plant a couple of times in Bayport, the Anderson plant. And,
Did Sheila work there? I know a lot of the Brennans work there. Or Lisa Anderson.
Sheila worked there, and Dave Silty, Cheryl's husband, he still works there.
Oh, okay.
30 years. He's going to retire this summer sometime, I think.
They treat you pretty well.
Oh, yeah. But I walked through the plant, and I was impressed in terms of quality point of view.
They don't look around.
They seem to do stuff right, and not that I'd know a window from a wall, but I learned a lot.
How about it? You spend money to buy a house like this, or probably your house too. If the windows aren't installed correctly, number one. Number two, if they fail. Number three, if you get cracks in the stuff. I mean, there's a lot of different things. Like what amazes me, I mean, even looking here, that thing isn't straight. But it's amazing how,
Annie the collie.
people just don't think about a lot of stuff for the long haul. I don't want you to ever call me back unless you want more work. I don't want you to call me back and say, hey, my roof is leaking.
You don't want a service problem.
That wall is cracked.
Mostly because I was with my sister and brother, and a German Shepherd came chasing us, and they took off, and they let the dog bite me in the butt. Yeah, they went running.
The guys, I was running 5 different IT projects for Anderson Windows, but I went down to the plant.
And there was
got
another
a tour,
collie out there.
and
a
2
lighter
of the guys
collie one.
working on the floor,
In a
building
different
windows.
house.
I said,
By
hey,
your house.
can I buy you lunch?
There were 2 collies out there.
So they were getting off their shift. And they're like, what? Really? I go, yeah. I go, I just like to know what you do and how you feel about it.
Yes.
How you feel about the product you build and all that. And we had lunch, and they told me all kinds of stuff they thought was good. And they told me a couple things they thought could be better. And I'm thinking, why am I the one that has to ask this instead of their supervisor or whatever?
Hello?
But I fed it back to Anderson
Apparently
Management
she's
and
not
said, hey,
bothered by not being
anonymous, I'm not telling you
Oh,
who
is
said
this Kaylee?
But they were like, Mark,
Oh, okay.
why'd you do
Rachel's got
that? I
her
go,
phone.
my job is to help you.
Mitch might have his, but we're up in Minnesota.
I'm an IT consultant running projects. My job's to help you.
Right.
So anything I can do to help you, that's why I get paid. And they were kind of like, well, nobody else does that. And I go, well, sort of the way I'm wired.
Yeah, and
I would imagine.
I'm not sure she likes it. So we're like, if she doesn't like it, we're not going to make her do it.
Yeah, I don't mind at all.
We'll keep doing it.
That's my job every day.
So far, so
Work
good.
myself out of the job.
Fight over. You're so long. What's more important?
Paul?
She's not the most coordinated
Wanna
looking
head
person,
west?
but I also didn't start dancing that early, so I don't know what's normal at that
The
age.
netherworld. Netherworld.
Hinterland.